Yeah, extremely suspect that Inoue was bitching and complaining about getting random tested. And Inoue is an arrogant man from what I've dealt with him. I've got to interview him here in the States. I'm a big fan of him as a fighter. But he is a little arrogant, and he is a little bit used to having his way and having his ass kissed and treated like a king at home in Japan. So he showed that entitlement when Vada was like, yeah, it's random. What the fuck do you think is the point of us testing you? Of course it's random. And he bitched about it, and then the fight got moved to a later date. So that is suspect.
What's up, YouTube? So maybe I'm paranoid, right? But you guys just heard the first beginning of this video that was shown from Fight Hype. Now, he was saying some interesting things about Inoue. Basically about how, he was complaining about the random drug testing. And of course, this is what we're supposed to do in this sport. And he was complaining about it apparently, And so shortly after that, he had to pull out the fight. Now they say it was due to injury, but he's right. It's kind of suspect, Was it really an injury? I mean, because a lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people don't believe that it was an injury on why they had to reschedule the fight, because the fight was for May the 7th. That was for it first. You know what I'm saying? But now, of course, it's the 25th of July, as we all know. But it was for May the 7th at first, and it had to be postponed. And they claim it was due to injury. And I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of suspicious.
What kind of shit is that?
That definitely was kind of suspicious. I'm not gonna sit here and say that he's been, doping or taking drugs or whatever. But it is definitely possible. You just never know. You never know, especially when somebody is afraid to take a drug test or don't want to take a drug test. It kind of reminds me of that whole Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather situation. That's what it reminds me of.
Whatever, guy.
So, and I'm not trying to accuse Inoue of anything, but I agree with the guy from Fight Hype. I do feel like it's suspicious. Speaking of being suspicious, yesterday was Fulton, his birthday. And the people in Japan, I guess it was like a baker or something, I don't know. But they baked him a cake. They baked him a cake. Yes, and I'm more than positive that he didn't eat it.
Come on, man, it's obvious.
You see, guys, I know y'all see him blowing out the candles or whatever, but I'm more than sure that he didn't eat it. I mean, me personally, I would be suspicious. I ain't gonna lie.
Stop the cap.
If I was in his shoes, I'll be suspicious. I'll be paranoid. I'll be like, look, listen, I know that you guys don't go for me. Y'all gonna go for Inoue. Everybody in that country most likely is going for Inoue. Trust me. And I feel like it'll just me being paranoid. But I feel like they'll be trying to sabotage me. I don't think that they'll do nothing real bad to me. I just think that they'll do something that'll affect my performance.
You pass the line.
You get what I'm saying? And that's just what I feel. That's just what I'd be thinking if I was in his shoes. So I wouldn't eat it anyway. And I know y'all probably wondering, well, how you know he didn't eat it? Well, the caption, I didn't show the caption on here, but on his original video, on his Instagram, you can see the caption at the bottom, and it had said, after I got finished working out, they brought me a cake for my anniversary. He said, LOL. But then right after that, he said, I wish I would eat that MF'er. I don't want to cuss, but he was like, I wish I would eat the MF'er. Now, for the people who don't understand hood lingo, he ain't saying he wish he could eat it. He ain't saying, oh, I'm training so I can't eat it. No, he's saying it as in him being paranoid. Like, man, I wish I would eat that crap. That's what he's saying. Like, when I was little, my dad, if there was a cake on the table and I wasn't supposed to eat it, and if I just picked the cake up, my dad didn't have to do nothing. He'd just look at me and say, I wish you would. And I already knew what that means. I already know what it means when he said, I wish you would. He's not necessarily saying that he wish I do it. He's saying, go ahead and try it and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? That's what Fulton saying to himself. He was like, I wish you would eat that cake. Well, he said, I wish I would eat that cake. And because he feel like something gonna happen to him if he do eat it. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. That's all I got for you guys today.